Rufus, say hello. No? Sorry, I'm late. A little bit late. Can they see you, puppy? Let me see. Let me look at the stream. Let me see. They can see you. I started late, so I don't know. Let's see if anybody is in here. My videos. How do I see my videos? I'm live right now, Mr. YouTube app. How do I look at that? I haven't done this in a while. I have not gone live. I'll just use my own link that I posted. How about that? Let's see. Enter my password. If that's what I want to do right now. How is everybody doing? If there's anybody watching that I can't tell because I can't find the video right now. Let's see. We are doing pretty good. I'm going to just click on the link I shared. And let's see. Open in browser. Am I talking to myself? There. I am no longer talking to myself. I see, hey, what's up? Having lunch, hanging out. All right, I think I can see everybody now. I think I can see the folks. All right, everything looks good enough. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. You can see the top of the puppy right here. Brandon, hey, I am good. I have been good. Apologies. Can everybody hear me? Let me know. Do I know in Vorgus? I'll answer that in a second. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? I have not streamed much on my own channel in the recent year. At least the last 6 months, once or twice maybe. So I don't remember how to do a lot of it. Polly, hello. So Christopher asked, do you know when the Vorgus Vermilius will be released to the general public? I don't know for certain, but what I believe will occur is... So we're going to talk about the Figura Obscura Drop that drops tomorrow, I think at 9 a.m. and at 8 p.m. I think that's what it is, Eastern Time. Again, please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I expect that will be the final drop of the year for the Horsemen, because BG, what's up, buddy? They have Poxus, which is a very large wave, imminent in the coming, potentially any week now. And then they got to ship that out. And their warehouse was already pretty full. I mean, we were just there at Legion's Con, and they got a lot of stuff in there with older waves, with the recent reinforcements. So my guess is pretty early in 2024. I think the House of Noble Bear versus Sons of the Red Star pre-order runs to the middle of January. I would imagine a week or two after that, going into late January, early February, as Poxus is being shipped out. I think we can expect somewhere around February 1st to be a retailer street date for Poxus. Again, I know I'm on with Jeremy a lot and those kinds of things. None of this is official. It's just entirely speculation from me. Caleb, what's up? Just my guess based on the way they try to line things up is that we see a February street date for retailers for Poxus, and also somewhere in late January, early February, once the current pre-order ends, we see a pre-order or just an in-stock sale for the Reinforcements Wave 2, which has like the Gold Knight and the new Orc, the new Ogre Legion Builder, those different things. The Valiant Knight that debuted at Legion's Con, which I think will probably be on that same sale as an in-stock sale. That's one that people are going to try to get a lot of, I'm certain. And then the PowerCon Demistros, the regular version of that, which will have not like the green hands and heads, but has like the skull hands and heads. And then the Legion's Con regular releases. That's my guess. Because all of those figures, all of them, have been available in some format now for a couple months in some cases. And so I bet that's going to be one big in-stock sale. Because I think it's even been said that there may not be an all-in option for the next in-stock sale. I don't know, that's conflicting information. But I think all of that is going to go up for sale sometime in late January, early February. My guess, speculation, just looking at their business model, looking at the timing of waves in the past, with the Figura drop right now, with Poxus showing up, then Poxus retailer, that's where I think it fits in right before they hit the show circuit, right? So they start hitting shows up again in mid to late February, where they're going to MegaCon, and then off we go, right? Lots of stuff going. So that'd be my guess. And then that way, at their tables, they also have that stuff, as well as the Poxus Wave and everything else. Yusuf, what's up, buddy? Yeah, just when we thought we were done for the year. The 3.0 DLX Iron Man stuff is really good. I've got a few of those. Somewhere over there. Up there. Maybe. Up there, I think. I do like that. Who else is in here? Fig Crazy. Yep, got to squeeze it. So, I do want to talk about the Figura Obscura, but we'll get to that in a minute. I did have some packages come in. I'll get to that first. Let's just talk. Let's see what everybody wants to talk about. So, we'll briefly talk Figura Obscura. So, if you saw the... In fact, let me look at... I guess I could pull it up on the... One second. All right. Sorry about that. So we have, I want to look at that picture that they put in the email. So for the Figura Obscura, if you collect those lines, which a lot of us do, thank you, Gmail, live on my channel. You will be haunted by Figura Obscura tomorrow, December 2nd, 2023. And the image, that's not the most, you can see it. You can look it up. It's a bunch of chains, right? Chains with a single lock. And 2 sale drops. One at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. The second at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So 2 good drops. And the latest Figura Obscura will have no purchase limits. I think that's interesting. No purchase limits. I don't remember on the Mask of the Red Death. They were pretty high purchase limits, but I think it was something like 4. Because that made everybody kind of speculate that it must be something that you want to build like a horde of. And I think with that, that's potentially fair. Versus like the Monkey King, you could certainly, I have 2 extras that I haven't opened yet. Primarily because it has so many good parts to use for customs and whatever that I need to get back to working on. But the Mask of the Red Death has that cool clock, the soft goods. You saw a lot of people selling pieces of that, so they were using that new zombie skeleton type body. But this has no limits. So you can read into that or you can not. So if you read into that, you can say, let me finish this real quick. No limits on either drop. Plus they have the all-ins, which will probably have a pin and some sort of mug or cup. That's usually what it is, maybe a t-shirt. Immediately in stock, shipping over the next few weeks. Now let me go back to the chat so I can see you all. Let's see. Davy Jones, so what? Please let it be Old Man Ghost from the Muppets Christmas Carol. That'd be quite a thing. Jim, what's up? Yeah, Monkey King is a figure of the year contender. I agree with that. Definitely Toyland you want to be at. So, with no limits, no purchase limits, if you want to read into that, you say, all right, this is something that people are going to want a bunch of. Something. Whatever that may be. A builder of some sort, or a thing, this is not a good example, but if it was a stormtrooper, people would want more than one. It's not going to be a stormtrooper, clearly, but something like that. My guess, based on the chains, so the chains put a lot of us to think something with Ebenezer Scrooge, Marley, Marley's Ghost, Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future, something in that story, right? That's Dickens, right? Is that right? Kiwi, what's up, buddy? Is that Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol? Is that what it is? I should know better than that before I go live and start spouting my mouth. But I believe that's right. Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. is a novella by Charles Dickens, first published in 1843. Ebenezer Scrooge, an elderly miser who is visited by the ghost of his former business partner, Jacob Marley, in the spirits of Christmas past, present, yet to come. So I was right. Feel good about whatever I learned when I learned that in 8th grade, something like that. And yeah, certainly, G-Force, what's up, man? I mean, you can see a Tiny Tim. So, something from that story. And most people are guessing that we're at Christmas time. It feels like the Christmas Figura Obscuras have been easier to guess than the others. So, if you think back, all of our Figura Obscura, I have all of them sitting right there. So, you've got the first one was Headless Horseman. That was just kind of blew everybody away. It gives them an opportunity to reuse the horse. Lots of ways they're going to need to reuse. That makes me believe that we could get a Winnie the Pooh Figura Obscura, because Winnie the Pooh's in public domain. They have a bear, so in a couple years, Winnie the Pooh Figura Obscura. That'd be awesome for me, personally. But we had Headless Horseman, then Krampus. Probably a lot of people didn't necessarily just guess Krampus, but pretty thematic, right? Uses a lot of existing parts. Then last year, it was actual Santa. It was Father Christmas, but it was Santa. And then we have had since then Monkey King and Mask of the Red Death. Is that right? Then we had the retailer, the alternate color of Krampus, the alternate color of Santa, the alternate color of Headless Horseman. Was there only one last year? Maybe we got Krampus first and then Headless Horseman? I don't remember. But so, yeah, Boogeyman, that's the other thing I'm going to talk about. So, you could have something. Let's say that it's from A Christmas Carol. And if you look at an upcoming item, the Undead Builder Pack, which has a bunch of heads, like skeleton heads, zombie heads, I don't remember how many, but you could easily buy 4 of those to display 4 different ways. That's in an upcoming wave. We've seen recent Figura Obscuras, Monkey King, Mask of the Red Death, using parts that we haven't seen yet, that we haven't been given. We just got the Valiant Knight that had new parts and articulation schemes that we haven't actually seen the regular figures come out yet. So if you think about the way timing and the way production schedules work, and so this item was probably sculpted and designed 18 months ago, 2 years ago, something like that. Maybe shorter, but not much shorter because it's already here and ready to ship. So it's very possible that it's using parts from the Necronominus wave. And so my guess is a builder pack, a Christmas Carol set, a builder pack that has one body, but has a Marley's ghost, has a ghost of Christmas past, a ghost of Christmas present, a ghost of Christmas future. Maybe it's a 2-pack with a little Tiny Tim. Maybe. But I'm thinking it's some sort of builder pack. So that then if you bought 4, you can have all the ghosts. Maybe there's 2 drops. I don't think that's likely because I think these are single products. But it would be interesting to get all the ghosts, but not get Scrooge. Right? I think that would be interesting. If you didn't have Scrooge, but you had the other, you had the side characters, so to speak. So that would be my guess. This is some sort of builder pack that would hold up with why there's no purchase limits, because you want people to buy as many as possible. If you don't want to read into it and you look at the, Boogeyman, thanks. So Krampus was first, then we got Headless Horseman, then we got to Santa. Appreciate that. Well, Boogeyman 13 says, my assumption of the no purchase limit was because the last couple Figura Obscura releases stuck around for a little while. Very true. Monkey King, it was available into Sunday. I don't know if it got to Monday. Mask of the Red Death, I think, got to Monday. In fact, I think they closed the order. It was available for about as long as any Four Horsemen in stock sale was. And I think part of that is those are more obscure. People had got into their mind that, including me, that Figura Obscura was going to be thematic. And so it was going to be like Monkey King, who I think is a very big candidate for Figure of the Year this year. It was around Easter time, and so I was hoping Easter Bunny, or maybe something for St. Patrick's Day. And it was much better than that. The Monkey King is tremendous, but not a thing as many people are familiar with. And then Mask of Red Death, probably even more obscure. You certainly can see if Eric was sculpting this in the aftermath of COVID, why that would resonate, etc. So it is also possible that because those have sat for longer than an instant sellout, maybe they're just lifting purchase limits so people can get as many as they want in one shipping fee, instead of ordering it and have to come back and ordering it again, and maybe you go back and order it a third time, because people probably complained about that. Why am I paying shipping 3 times? Why can't I just order as many as I want all at once? Or maybe they just made so many, they know they've got the quantity. Depends on what you want to read into it. I think the Horsemen, like any other business, sometimes we read way too much into it, and it's just, this is what made business sense at a given time. And that's because they're so fan-friendly, they interact with us, we feel like they're friends with us, and in many cases they are friends with us. It's still a business, right? So it may just be business decisions. It may just be, we want to get these out of here, except for whatever we reserve for tables because spots in the warehouse. Now they do have Designer Con coming up soon, in like a week or two. And Designer Con, I think they're primarily selling Figura Obscura. So I expect those of you, that's in California, I think, will be able to go buy this at the table. It's just, again, my speculation. Sai, you're welcome, man. I'm just hanging out. David, what's up, buddy? Who else we got in here? They had a Bear Skeleton Maximus Fine Cuts in January. Yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. Somebody said O.J. Simpson. Hey, if you're in the chat from the Cabal or from anywhere, just say hello so I can see who you are. So we've got like 30-ish people in here. Appreciate that. Middle of the workday. I'm off entirely because I have too many days off. One of the things that I plan to talk about on videos coming up is if you got vacation days, time you can get off of work and be paid, take it during the year. I'm really bad about not doing that during the year. And it's not because I like workaholic. In fact, I very much try not to. I try to be very balanced, work in the working hours, don't work in the non-working hours. But, life can be difficult sometimes. And my job does require me sometimes to work when I shouldn't be. But it's, I hoard those days off because I'm always going, okay, there's something unexpected coming. And I don't mean in a bad way, like, oh, I'll decide to drive to MuskeCon and I'm going to need 4 days for that or something like that. And I don't want to have run out. So I always hoard it. And then I get to Thanksgiving time and I go, I only use 3 days. So like going into Legion's Con, I only used 3 of my days off. I took a few days for Legion's Con, and I got a bunch of days left that I have to burn by the end of the year. Because in my state in Georgia, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's the policy of my company, and my state doesn't change that policy. So I'm just off today because I just need to use days. I'm off Monday because I just need to use days. I'm actually off quite a bit in the month of December because I just need to use my days off. So I'm just hanging here with the doggy. Quick synopsis. So I'm just hanging here with Rufus. We've had a good day. We have taken multiple WALKs, a couple long ones. We've hung out on this couch. We've recorded some stuff. We have done, started a new video. We're live streaming. We're just hanging out. Kyle will be home from school in a little, like an hour, which will be about the time I get off this, maybe a little bit before that. And we'll go about our weekend. So let's see, chat. All I want is dwarves. Well, Kiwi, they have the dwarves 2-pack in the current pre-order. Let's see. Cabal, yes. Hoping for an ogre-sized Cthulhu in the Figura Obscura line. That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I know. I mean, so Figura is always going to be things that are in the public domain. It does feel like Cthulhu probably is in the public domain. I don't know. That's a quick search away. It's got to be things they don't have to purchase a license for that they can do their artistic interpretation of. Is Cthulhu public domain? Lovecraft's works are part of the public domain. Yeah, looks like yes. Very much in the public domain. So I think they can make that. If you're not familiar with what that means, public domain is basically when a copyright expires. which in the United States, I think it's like after 95 years or something like that. So there's a very fascinating thing that's about to happen in the next like 10 years that we've never seen in our pop culture. Mega intellectual property items are going to become public domain, where anybody can start profiting off of those with whatever the restrictions may be. Jules, what's up, buddy? Glad that you're on. Christmas, yeah, certainly Christmas Carol's public domain is in the 1800s, so anything from the 1800s. But what is about to enter public domain are things like Mickey Mouse. Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain a couple years ago. That's how we ended up with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. But Tigger was created like a couple years later. So Tigger isn't in that movie, as I understand it. I haven't watched that movie. But now I think Tigger is in the public domain. That copyright has expired, or trademark, I think it's a copyright. And so now he's in the sequel. And anybody can make what they want. So you've got things like Mickey Mouse, but in the next 10, 15, 20 years, you've got things like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Captain America, like mega intellectual properties that will enter the public domain. I know Disney is doing a lot to try to offset that, but I don't think they've been successful so far. For instance, they lost the rights to exclusively make Winnie the Pooh. So, and there's a lot of nuance and complications with that, but broadly, we're going to see all kinds of things that have been exclusive rights to one place enter where anybody can do it. I think that's going to be fascinating. Truly. Like, what are we going to see occur? I don't know. But, so Figura is things they don't have to buy license rights for. It's my understanding. And they do tend to stick to literary type or, myths, mores. I mean, let's think about it. So, certainly Headless Horseman, Monkey King, Red Death, they've all kind of been literary. I mean, because it's Father Christmas specifically and not Santa. So certainly Charles Dickens stuff would fit into that category. Caleb, they don't have a choice, man. Like, that's the way law works. So they've already lost these things. Like, they have already failed to renew the licenses. Like, let's look. Let's see. I think that Spider-Man is one of the first. Let me just Google real quick. This is not a thing that money matters. 2057 is Spider-Man. So, like, already copyright terms were extended in the 90s, or some would. Steamboat Willie, the first appearance of Mickey Mouse, which Disney has been scrambling to protect, is set to expire in 2024, next year. The House of Mouse seems to have accepted defeat. There's no evidence they're trying to push for another extension. Winnie the Pooh, already gone. Snow White, 2032, not far away. Bugs Bunny, 2035. Not sure if Warner Bros. Because it's apparently very, very, very expensive. Deal with Superman, 2033. So people are going to go to court, but I mean, you got to think about how expensive these court costs are in every single character. Some they're just not going to do anything about. It's going to expire. That's going to be really fascinating to see how that stuff goes around. Let's see. Did I freeze? Am I still there? Do you all still see me? Let me make sure that I'm still live here. I do have packages I want to open as well. Yeah, looks like everybody's still there. I don't know what happened. So, what else do we have going on? So, Figura Obscura is going to be interesting because who knows what they can do? But I think Dickens is certainly a very good candidate. I saw somebody say Davy Jones. I think is that literary based? I don't really know, but that's probably a decent little option. The Horsemen tend to zig instead of zag, but not always. Like, for instance, this most recent wave with the House of Noble Bear versus Sons of the Red Star, pretty predictable wave, right? Certainly some things that we didn't know, but we got Atlas 2.0 and Scapular 2.0. We got the bear. I don't know that anybody was going to predict a unicorn. But a lot of things, like a 1.0 female and more dwarves and a dark elf, things that people have been asking for. That was a kind of predictable, but also wave. Tolkien stuff, because it's got to be approaching. It's certainly protected by the estate, but it's not. Let's see. That stuff was written. Let's see. Public domain in New Zealand in 2023. Because remember, that stuff is not American copyright law. Let's see. Public domain in New Zealand in 2023. Many countries provide additional protection for up to 70 years, sometime between 2023 and 2043. But in the United States, it'll be different, I think, because that's not. The Hobbit was first published in 1937. It will fall into public domain in America in 2032. So 2046, 2049. So it's still a ways away. But in like the New Zealand copyright, it'll expire quicker. I don't know. It's all interesting and all convoluted. But there's a lot of interesting reading you can Google about that stuff. So we'll see what happens. So there's a lot that can occur. And I'm interested to see it. I'm excited. I like the Figura Obscura Drops. This is our third one this year, right? I think this is our third one. Because we got Monkey King and Mask of the Red Death. What I like about them is that they build a lot of quick excitement. I think it's interesting that the way Jeremy talks about it and how fun it is for them, because they get to tease it. One day later, the drop, everybody's excited. Then they're filling product. It's in people's hands within a week. They're seeing pictures. That's not their normal model, right? Usually it's pre-ordered. People are excited. Then it's 2 years later. And then we're kind of excited again, but we've also had 17 other things we're excited about in that period of time. Simple Tricks and Nonsense, welcome. I think the popular picks seem to be something related to A Christmas Carol, whether Scrooge, whether Marley's Ghost, whether the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future. I am predicting a builder pack of the ghosts, so you can get 4 of them and have a head for Marley's Ghost, a head for Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future. I don't know how you would necessarily distinguish that. Maybe there'd be a few other accessories. Because remember, figuras do come with quite a bit of accessories. They're much more deluxe. They're more expensive. Nate always has incredible artwork on the bottom. In fact, I've been buying some of his artwork of the Figura Obscura specifically because I think they're beautiful. Unique artwork from that. And then the case, and it has a little fold-out kind of diorama piece. But you think about the Mask of the Red Death came with the alternate hands, but it came with the soft goods robe, the blood effect, the huge clock. Monkey King came with all kind of stuff. You can almost, if you buy 2, you can almost build 3 figures. I mean, it's crazy how many things they come with. So I think it could come with quite a bit of accessories, soft goods maybe. I mean, certainly Nate Barsh knows what is there. C. Jessam probably knows if it has soft goods. Certainly Trevor knows because he's probably already done the photography. And at this point, I would imagine Bill from Dorklayer knows because I expect we will have a Dorklayer review. Usually it happens like an hour after the drop. So if the first drop is at 9 a.m., it seems like Bill's reviews go up maybe an hour after. I imagine that is so that his review doesn't accidentally get up early ahead of the drop. Because usually it's a little bit later. It's a little bit later. It's not at the first drop, but it's in time for you to decide if you want it for the second drop. So it sits in the middle. And I think Bill is, I know Jeremy said it, he's kind of the official reviewer of the Figura Obscura, so he probably already knows what it is. So there's certainly people that have it in hands. So I'm excited to see. I know last drop at the Mask of the Red Death, I actually got on, Trevor had a live stream, 1/6-shooter, and Bill was on there, and we were all chatting and waiting for it to drop Saturday morning. I'll probably do that if Trevor does that live stream in the morning. So let's see. So I'll probably do that in the morning. So there's been Krampus, Father Christmas, now Ghost of A Christmas Carol. When will... Hey, Trevor, what's up, buddy? I got a package for you I'm about to open right here. I don't know when it'll be tapped out. I mean, that maybe they move away from it and do more Halloween. I don't know. I mean, I would love to see like a reindeer, but that doesn't necessarily fit. But It may not be the ghost. It could be unrelated, right? Like last time. It could be the reindeer or whatever. But yeah, so if Trevor, I don't know, you can put in the chat. Are you gonna do a live stream in the morning, waiting for this drop? Because that was fun, last drop, and if so, I want to care. So since Trevor's in the chat, I do have this. I ordered from Trevor. So I grabbed a couple things from him, or actually quite a bit of things from him at Legion's Con. He's got the 2024 calendar, which is awesome. And I haven't peeked. I've only looked at the first page because I like to be surprised. So I'm trying not to look at them all. I just turned to the December in this year's calendar, which has an awesome dwarf shot. Trevor's got some incredible stuff, and I think he's selling out pretty quickly. So this is from his Etsy. I think it's from his Etsy shop. I ordered some more prints that he did not have at Legion's Con, but I wanted to grab. Oh yeah, definitely. So I've got this shot. Let's see. Make sure you can see that. That I really like. That Trevor took. I just think that's gorgeous. As the army is charging in, all of our heroes there, and you got Magnus. I mean, I just think that's such a beautiful shot. And I had not seen that shot somehow. And when we were at Intern, there was a big one. I think it was in Jim's office that Trevor pointed out. That was huge on like a canvas. It was beautiful. So I think that's great. Really like that guy. And then I got of our friends, My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me, the Furious 4 shot, which is really nice. I'm trying to make sure you can see that. That is just an impressive. That looks like a, I mean, there's a lot going on. You've got the kind of bar steins and tables. I don't remember who makes those. And then certainly looks like a Crashbox Customs door right there. Yeah, you're welcome, Trevor. And I wanted to, I don't know, now that I've been hanging out with the My Wife Is Gonna Kill Me guys, I want to get that. I want to support Trevor. Really nice. And then the last thing, which is on a metallic paper, which looks gorgeous, is the newest item, I think. And this is the big boy from the G-Con reveals, Atlas, on whatever the bear's name is. No, that's Brad's figure, Bronyar, something like that. But that's incredible. I think it's such an iconic figure. At Legion's Con, I bought his Headless Horseman print. I bought the Walter, the Mad. I mean, this just is Mythic Legions. It just is. That's what that is. That is Mythic Legions. I just think that shot is, yeah, Bob Bar, that's right. Hey, Matt, what's up, buddy? So, I don't know about the prints. Those may be, he may be able to make more of those, but the calendar I know is selling out. Let me make sure that I'm in there now. So I think that's all over. I think I ordered 3. He was running some sales, so I tried to take advantage of that. I need to find room. So over here, you can't see, it's off camera. Can you see? You could just see so this Miss Pac-Man is, this wall is all Legions, and I have Ox Crew print and the Kragnar print, and I've got the skateboard signed by, the members of the studio. I've got Test Shot. I gotta find a place. I need to do a lot of rearranging in here. Hey, Brick Something. Calendar's getting low, 25 to 30 left. You want that calendar. It's really cool. I have mine, so downstairs where I work, when I work from home, I have kind of created a cube. It's missing one wall, but it's the corner of my downstairs area. I used to actually have it set up in this room so I could be the toys, but the puppy, he gets hot up here. He doesn't like it up here for an extended period of time. I'm surprised he's staying right here. He's still sitting right there sleeping. He doesn't like to stay up here for long stretches of time. He gets hot. So I try to work downstairs because he wants to be with me at work, where he's got, I have a marble fireplace, and he likes to lay on that marble. It's cool for him. That's where all his toys are and stuff. Plus, right by the door, so you can go out. So I've set up a cube, and I have around me like presents people have given me, you know, little desk toys, of course. And I get commissions from my buddy Dan. His Patreon. Those of you that follow me know I love Dan's art. So I get a commission from him every single month. So those go around the window, and then I have Trevor's calendar right there in my little cube, so I can turn around and look at Mythic Legions, really, because I don't know that I ever actually look at the calendar days. But I need to find a place. I have this. I have stuff from Nate that I don't know where to put it. I have no room on my walls, so I'm probably gonna do quite a bit of rearranging. I also have 3 Detolfs and then 2 Calax completely full of Legions. Completely. I've got the Valiant Knight and the Vorgers 2.0. They don't fit. I have nowhere for them to go. Now I have every Legion that I own that wasn't bought for custom fodder on display in all the customs. So, I mean, certainly I have a lot. I maybe could filter some. I don't want to take some things down. That's not what I want to do. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah, I just turned to that December picture today. It's great. Certainly check out 16. I think if you could click on his page right there. In fact, let me see if I can find his Etsy store. Let's see. 16 shooter Etsy. I pulled up some interesting results, believe it or not. Yeah, there we go. Let me post this for Trevor. So if you want, order some delights from Trevor. Uh-oh. Watch out now. There we go. Let's see if that'll work. There we go. I'll put the link in there a couple times, his Etsy link. Got a bunch of cool shots. Again, I try to support all my friends that do this stuff. And I've got The Amazing's prints always sell out. But I have shirts from him, and I've got a lot of stuff from the guy. So I think that's a good thing to do, to support everybody. I try to watch people's streams, and do all that stuff. You do need to get a custom in there, Matt. Yeah, you do. Let's do it. You sold. You didn't let me buy that ogre. That was disappointing. Hurt my feelings. I want one of those minor dwarves. Those things look cool. And you look at what you still have for sale. Figure it out. My dwarves don't occupy a whole Detolf, but they about half. I don't have as many dwarves as I would like, because those are pretty expensive to get. Now I do have a bunch of dwarf builders hanging out for me to do something with. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, Josh and Ron, yeah, they were at the Knicks game. I did see that. I know Josh is visiting with some friends that he met during COVID when he was streaming on Twitch a lot, playing, I think, Call of Duty, maybe? It's the first time he's met them. I think one of them's getting married, so they're hanging out. Ron just lives pretty close. I know he goes to Knicks games with some regularity. They don't actually really know each other, though. I'm not sure that they've ever met. So, like, I'm friends with both of them, but I don't know that they know each other. So maybe they ran into each other. I don't know. I don't even know that they would necessarily recognize each other or know who each other was if they happen to see each other. Working on the Legion Shop Minor right now. All right, now, I do also have from Lynn at Wolf King Customs. I have a box of stuff I ordered from them that I have not looked at yet. I ordered a bunch of stuff. Oh, and it says Big Dub. Big Dub. I ordered a bunch of stuff from Lynn. And I don't even know what this is. What's coming out here first? What is it? Did I get a shirt? Did I get a little shirt? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I didn't order a shirt. You hooked me up. Look at this shirt. You know what that is? I appreciate the shirt, Lynn. Thank you, man. I didn't order that. It was a freebie. This looks like the shirt I should wear to paint in. I bet that's the intent, huh? So if you get paint all over it, it's not even noticed. I need that. I'm going to, in December, I'm going to get back to painting. 2 things that I want to do. I want to get a full. I've got 4 heads that I bought at Legion's Con that are painted. I want to find homes for them. One of them two of them I very specifically know what I'm going to do. The other 2, I don't know. And then I want to do a custom of my own, a full custom, before the end of the year. That's the one goal I have. Another goal I have is I want to take a picture that Trevor and Nate and Darius, that they think is cool. They may not think is awesome. They may not think is at their level. Certainly not. But they think it's cool. I'm going to spend all day one day, and I'm going to get one right. Because again, I have these days off. So those are 2 things I'm going to do before the end of the year. So I bought some Crashbox dioramas. I have endless diorama. I've got 50 different dioramas. I buy all this stuff, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna paint, or I'm gonna take pictures, or I'm gonna do whatever, and then I do it for a couple weeks, and then work sucks, and I don't do it anymore. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get one featured on Legion's Lounge or something. I'm gonna do it, and maybe it'll be with one of these guys, with the new Figura Obscura. Maybe. I bought the Crashbox cell diorama. I also bought a Crashbox window, I think. Curtis gifted me with a throne room diorama that his wife, Darla, made. And then I just got so much. I got a bunch of dioramas from Carvar and Would You Kindly Studios, and I got dioramas David made me. I've got dioramas that we've made ourselves, that the girls have made. And I got stuff that I don't know who it's from. But I'm going to take a good picture of something. I have all these Mafex figures that I buy specifically to take pictures with, and I never open them. Maybe I'll do some Marvel stuff. But it's going to happen. I'm going to have a day that people like. That stuff. So I got this shirt that Lynn sent. Thank you, Lynn. And then I've got, let's see. I basically ordered parts. I got a lot of stickers. That is exciting. A Wolf King. Cosmic Cabal, Mythic Cabal. Well, I've never seen this sticker before. That Cabal. Never seen that one. Oh, I got Just Shelve It, Jesse. A big Wolf King. I love getting these stickers now. I used to, forever, get stickers and go, what am I going to do with this? And they'd sit in a drawer, and then I'd probably eventually throw them away. And by used to, I mean like 10 years ago. Then, there's stuff that Kai would want to give to her. But now I've been putting them on my paint boxes, my heads and hands boxes, those kinds of things. I think it's cool. There's no way I'm going to be able to show you all this. But I got a bunch of just various heads. Let's see what that is. I don't know. They had a really nice sale. I got some human heads, some armored heads. Oh, I got this is David, if David's in there. This is a head that David painted. This... I think it was called Bobo Jr. A painted, kind of chunky goblin head. I need a chunky goblin body. Some Cabal chest plates. I don't even know what all this is. A bunch of weapons. An axe, a sword, what looks like a flogging stick. I did buy that. Some guns. I think some of this was probably tossed into. I got some axes. Lynn is always so generous. I don't know. A variety of things. I know I have some other painted. I got at least one other painted item in here. All right. I got, this, you're not going to see it, but another head painted by David. I think I got 2 heads painted by David, maybe 3. I don't know. But that is exciting. I have so much stuff between Wolf King and Noble Bear. I mean, so much that I haven't done anything with. We're going to change that in the new year. So those are 2 exciting boxes to get, and that was from the Wolf King Black Friday sale that he had. See you, buddy. Have a good one, Matt. Watching The Amazing J16 makes me spend more than I anticipate. I'll set up and take a picture. That is very true. The Cabal chest plates. If you want the one for the Cosmic Wall Tour, the thing that plugs in, is it Anthony? Is it Noble Bear? Somebody who's just giving those away at Legion's Con, and then they are making those The STL file they've given to the printers, and the rule is I think that they can't sell them. They just have to give them away. So you can get one, Caleb, if you ask in the Cabal. Somebody was giving those away, and you can get one. So definitely get you one of those. It plugs into the. I have opened that. It's up there with my kind of Legion's Con tribute shelf. But I do have one of those, but I have not painted it yet. Another thing I need to do. All right, so what else is going on in the world of action figures? Hey, buddy. You were dreaming. Yeah. Oh, you want the belly rub right here on camera? I don't know if they can see it. You don't need to have your T-Tilly Tinky out. We're on a live stream, Bubba. We're on a live stream. What else is going on? So I will be doing some Figure of the Year content. And, yeah, you can probably find it easiest in the Cosmic Cabal, but either Cabal, because I think it was Noble Bear that had those. Oh, hey, you gonna come up here? Come join us? There's Mr. Rufus. There he is. So he got hot down there, so he gets on the leather. He was having dreams. What were you doing in your dreams, buddy? Were you jumping after those dogs next door, or were you chasing the ball? Neither. I don't know. So I will be putting together my Figure of the Year videos later than normal. I think last year I did them like every Tuesday in December, but there's still potentially some really good stuff. I don't know if Poxus is going to show up before Christmas or after Christmas. It feels like it's after Christmas, after New Year's, because they're about to be shipping Figura here tomorrow, and for the next week or two. So they're going to ship all those out, and then Poxus is going to come in. It's going to be the week of Christmas, and I just don't see that going out for the new year, realistically. So I think Poxus is going to have to move into next year's category. If it arrived before the end of the year, that's going to take up so many spots, I think, in the top 10 figures of the year. But I will be doing definitely a Figure of the Year. I did the first half of the year. I did my favorite figures of the year. A lot has changed in this 5 months since then. We've got, so I plan to do, I can't promise I'm going to do all of these. No thanks, G-Force. I plan to do my favorite figures of the year, right? Top 10 figures. But then also my favorite figure line of the year, which I think is not going to be a mystery this year what it is. Last year, did I have G.I. Joe Classified winning? It may have been NECA TMNT or Super 7 TMNT. It probably was Super 7 TMNT last year. There was a bunch of releases. My problem with G.I. Joe Classified always has been the number of exclusives. So when I put out my favorite figure line of the year, I am not just weighing how much do I like the toys I get. I'm weighing how hard they are to get, and how many exclusives, how hard do you have to chase, and how much do they cost, and value, and all of that. So I kind of look at it a little differently. Whereas my favorite thing is like, I like this is the best. It's great. Like it's irrespective of how much it cost, or how hard it was to get. So I'll probably do that again. I think I did a lot of metrics last year on how many figures came out that I bought, etc. I don't know that I'll go to that detail. I've tried to keep up with that data through the year, but some I may have missed. But there's been a lot of Horseman stuff in the last half of the year. So I'll do that. My favorite figure lines of the year. Then probably I will do my favorite Four Horsemen stuff of the year. My favorite Super 7 stuff of the year. My favorite Dragon Ball figures of the year. Favorite G.I. Joe Classified. What else? Favorite NECA. I may just lump all NECA together like I do Super 7. So Thundercats or Turtles. With NECA, Turtles, Gargoyles, Dungeons and Dragons, because that NECA Dungeons and Dragons line is really good. And maybe I'll lump in like the anime figures we pick up with my Dragon Ball stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do. but I want to wait. Like, I really want to do those as late in the month as possible because I still think there's some cool stuff coming in. Like, Ami just hit me up for Amazing Yamaguchi Kirishima. I think that figure may be really good. From My Hero Academia. I just got the Figma Metroid Dread Samus figure. Awesome figure. Definitely a top 10 in my fourth quarter. Will it make the overall list? I don't know. That just came in from Ami. Poxus again. We've got a new Figura Obscura like we've been talking about. The NECA Kino 2-pack. I did not order that online on Walmart. If I find it, maybe I'll get it. I'm really trying to pull back on pre-order really anything. I think the only things I'm actively continuing to pre-order right now are Four Horsemen stuff and then things I get from Ami. Because if I import it myself from Ami, for instance, like a Mayfix figure, when the exchange rate is good, which it has been most of the year, you could pre-order a Mayfix, like the new, like eventually they're going to make a Toby and Andrew and a Tom Spider-Man figures, eventually. That figure will sell on Big Bad Toy Store for like $109.99. But if you import it yourself, it's like $55 if you import it yourself right now, 58, somewhere around there. And Ami lets you do a similar function to Pile of Loot, where you can say, ship this with everything else I ordered on this order, which in some cases could combine a bunch of pre-orders. I have it shipping once a month to me. Like, I get a monthly order from them. And at least in my experience, I use the DHL shipping, which gets here in like 2 days. It's super fast from the point you pay shipping coming from Asia. Tracking and signature and everything. Like, it's really effective. If it's one Mayfix figure, it's like $20. So like, yeah, you're not saving that much money. But like, when it's two Mayfix figures, it's also been like $20. Because the box that they ship like one figure in, they can usually ship like 3 or 4 in. So I tend to get maybe 2 of each Mayfix figure and then trade or sell the other one to make my cost per figure go down. But those sell out really fast on Ami. AMI, if you're not familiar. I've been trying to get Figuarts from Ami too, because like the Figuart that is like $39.99 in a Target, that thing will be like $18 on Ami. So I try to do that, combine the shipping, so you end up paying $5-6 a figure per shipping if you do it the way I'm doing it. If you order as many things as I order from them, which is usually like 3 to 4 figures a month, or that arrive, and then some months none. Right? It can go multiple months with none. But when they have drops I want, 3 or 4. And so it works out pretty good. So I do pre-order those. Third Floor Toys, what's up? How you doing? How do I keep track of what I get? I use Notes, Apple's Notes. They've made that just a standard Notes app in Apple. They've made that super duper good for me, for the way I use it. So I have all my pre-orders listed there, which is much less than it used to be. Way less. So like, I have nothing on pre-order from Sideshow. I'm down to like 40 or less things on pre-order from Big Bad Toy Store. And almost all of those are things for the girls. They're Sailor Moon or Demon Slayer stuff that if I don't pre-order it, we'll never get it. Like, it just sells out everywhere. I think I only have, I have the retailer figures of Horsemen from them on pre-order. And just a very few, maybe a couple Mezco G.I. Joes, a very few set of stuff that are my own personal things pre-ordered from Big Bad. And then I've got Horseman pre-orders. I don't have anything on pre-order from Super 7 other than the Turtle Van when it arrives. I have nothing on pre-order from NECA other than their Turtle Van when it arrives. And then I would pre-order like Target exclusives and Walmart exclusives for Joe's. But I'm not pre-ordering any more Joe's anymore. I'm not pre-ordering any Super 7 stuff. I'll just get it when it comes out, and if I can't get it, I'll be okay. So for instance, the most recent wave of Ninja Turtles that has Robotic Bebop, Rocksteady, and like Space Cadet Raph and Genghis Frog. I want that. I love that line. I did not pre-order it. It came. It was in stock Big Bad. I didn't pay for it. I just got it when Entertainment Earth ran 25% off everything they had in stock on Cyber Monday. That's when I ordered it. And even that, I probably overpaid a little bit because a lot of those things you get down to really cheap. So I have been watching the videos. I've been trying to get Brick Something YouTube, buddy. Jordan, what's up, man? I have been hemming and hawing about the Silverhawks Super 7 for years now. Never pre-ordered them, have passed on them many times in person. Well, man, they had those things at Entertainment Earth on clearance for like 60% off, so they were marked at like $24, something like that, instead of the $54.99. And then it was 25% off on top of that. So finally, I ordered the first 2 waves of Silverhawks, and I paid like 18 bucks each. So I'm usually not a waiting game person. I actually kind of champion that if you love a line, you should pre-order the line, because it helps, especially when you're talking about smaller companies, it helps them stay in business, and you want to support that. But with the economy the way it is, with interest rates the way they are, on a negative side from borrowing, but on a positive side from saving, it's real money you're talking about, giving a company your money up front. So, I've tried to pivot a little bit, but I have a bunch of Super 7 stuff coming in from the Entertainment Earth sale that basically all of them I paid at least 25% off, and most of them like 60 or 70% off, which at that price I was super happy, right? And will I open them and display them? I have no idea, but maybe. But that was a price point I was willing to pay to get all of those. I also got like Pinky and the Brain. I think I got Sandy, because we've got Ren and Stimpy and SpongeBob. I never got Sandy. If all the Simpsons had been in stock, I might would have done that. I got a problem. We all have a problem, but that is what it is. Classified Hawks showing up at Targets. Yeah, yes, James did. Dudog did find it. Pretty close. He and I actually live about 15 minutes away from each other, so that Target that he is often at is very close to me. 15 minutes is not the right number. We live maybe 45 minutes away, but that Target is about 15 minutes away. So Joe's I've kind of bailed on, even though, and especially with Super 7 Turtles and G.I. Joe Classified, I've been buying one in the box and one loose. I just got issues. So I don't know. I really have to do some evaluation. I was watching Legion's Cast? Legion's Lounge is Trevor. Euro Legions is clearly Euro Legions. Legion's Lair is Brad and Mike. Legion's, what did I just say? Legion's Cast is Steve and Lynn and Emil, I think. So many. And then Just Shelve It is Jesse and Curtis. I was watching whoever it was yesterday. That was Steve and Emil and Lynn, whichever one that is. And one of the questions they asked, which I think is, I'd like to see Trevor and Nate and Bill talk about it, and really everybody, with how many figures are coming out from the Horsemen that all of us are pretty deep into, plus just the quality of everything. Like we're at a really a magical age for collecting action figures, but there's just too many. There's too many good things. And things have gotten too expensive, and other things have gotten too expensive. So whether you have to make cuts because of finance, whether you have to make cuts because of shelf space or storage space or whatever, I think all of us are having to make cuts. And it's hard because, I love that G.I. Joe Classified line. I think it's been the best general release, meaning things that are in Target, Walmart's mass release, in years. I think it has been an incredible line. The Hiss Tank's about to come, and I know that thing's awesome, and I say I'm excited for it, but will I open it? Because I'm going to get the Hiss Tank, the Super 7 Turtle Van, and the NECA Turtle Van all in the same day. And I already had the Underground Arsenal Turtle Van. I got the Thunder Tank. I ordered the Cast Layer. What am I doing? I got Snake Mountain right there. What am I doing? What am I doing? So what are you cutting to make room for other things, or to save your money, or to get out of it? I think that's an interesting conversation, and I think it's more than just, well, I'm getting rid of this. That's a conversation I think would be good to have at a higher level than that. It's easy to say, I'm not going to get a Marvel Legends anymore, but why? Understanding how is it that we make these choices to decide, well, I'm going to devote more space for Cosmic Legions, and as a result, I'm going to choose to get rid of G.I. Joe. What did that actually mean? Emotionally, what are you doing there? Are you getting rid of old nostalgia and replacing it with new feelings, new community, or vice versa. I think it's fascinating because I personally, and those of you who watch the channel for a long time, know Patrick. Hey, what's up, man? Know that I like to think about kind of the brain aspect of collecting, the mental aspect of collecting, because I try to be reflective and make sure that this hobby is entirely healthy for me, even though I don't know that any hobby is entirely healthy for anybody, right? It's hobbies certainly have addictive qualities to them, and maybe having incorrect priorities sometimes to them, like those are risks in any hobby. See? Where'd I put my water? Marvel Legends trying to kill me. They heard me talking about them. So, when you think about that, why do we make the choices we do? Because, I did this series, Why Do We Collect? And I think I want to revisit some of that in the new year, if folks would be interested in that. I think I want to get back into some of that kind of stuff. And so, like in this, when we're all in some form of a purge, again, because of finances, because of shelf space, because of time, I think almost everybody that collects at some point looks at a closet full of stuff, or a garage full of stuff, or an attic full of stuff, or a floor space full of stuff, and goes, yeah, what am I doing here? Like, I'm buying these things, I'm not opening them at all. Like, at all. I'm not opening them at all. What am I doing? Maybe I should not do this. Or, times get tough, unexpected expenses. I've had several unexpected car expenses this year that were not cheap. And you go, okay, like, I need a couple $1,000s to deal with whatever on my car. Do I need to use a credit card for that has 30% interest rate? Do I want to go into the savings account that has a 7 or 8% interest rate that should make me good money? Do I want to just reduce my monthly spend for a few months? Or I could just sell this crap that's sitting in the corner of my house. But the things that aren't sitting in the corner, the things that are on your shelf, G.I. Joe I have proudly displayed, Super 7 Ninja Turtles I've proudly displayed. Half this room is stuff that's dedicated to the family, the anime stuff that we collect together, the different things that the girls collect. Like, it's half of this room. How do we choose to minimize? What do we choose to minimize? We say, okay, I'm no longer going to do this, whatever this is. What's actually happening in our brain? I think that'd be a good conversation point. So if anybody that's watching this, that hosts a live stream, would be interested in doing a stream with me, where we talk about why we make these choices and what impact they have, I would love to host it. I would also love to go on your show. Because I think that's good conversation, and I also think it's things that don't get talked about enough. Now, when I say my community, I just mean the people that view me and know me through my YouTube channel, that have come to know me over the last 5, 6, 7 years, from whether you see me doing stuff with people like Josh, or you see me with OG Geek, or What's Poppin', or whoever, right? All the different people, Greg, or Kent, or I've done collaborations with so many people now over these last years. Or whether you just know me from my own channel, from my Instagram posts. I used to post haul posts all the time. Various Facebook groups, the Syndicate Facebook group, all that stuff over the years. However you know me. My community, we talk a lot about this. I've done a lot of videos about this. But I know that even though I've been in the Cabal for a long time, and like I have Adamon and Keltus from the first drops, I'm newer publicly in the Cabal. I thought it was fascinating with my man Eric Late Night LeBron. We were hanging out at Legion's Con, and that was the first time I'd ever actually met Eric. But Eric's been watching my channel for like 6 years. Always commenting, always been, a friend online. And I just never met him. Our paths had never crossed. And he was telling me he was talking to other people in the Cabal, and they're like, yeah, Big Dub's new. And he was like, you haven't been watching him all this time? And it's just interesting that in this hobby, paths don't necessarily cross. So I know I've got a lot of folks that are newer to my channel, either through the Cabal or some of the local folks. I like to talk about this stuff. I think it's important that we talk about this stuff. And because I think self-awareness of why we do what we do is important, just like any other hobby. You know, I don't know how I got on this topic, but I think it's an important topic. So you've got the let's just think about hobbies. You got people that golf. And a lot of people spend way too much money on golf. They always have to have the newest clubs, and they spend a lot of money on greens fees and membership fees, and they got to have a cart, and they got new shoes and all that. You've got people that go to games, go to whatever your game is, soccer match, football game, baseball game, basketball game. Maybe you buy season tickets, and you buy jerseys, and you buy food, and you spend way too much money. You got people that like to just go hang out at the bar or the club, and you spend way too much money at the bar or the club. You people that like to go to live events, right? Whether it's concerts, bands, whatever, or whether it's theater or the arts or whatever, and you spend way too much money on doing that, right? You find yourself going out of control. If you're a cosplayer, like Kaya's a big artist person, and she'll spend a lot of money on cosplay, and then maybe not finish that one, then she'll start another one. All hobbies have the same kind of thing, where you start doing something for reasons. Sometimes you don't define those reasons. And then you stop doing it and you move to a different thing. But understanding why that happened, I think, is important to keep our hobby healthy. And now more than ever, when we have a really lovely community in the Cabal, people that are genuine and love each other and care about each other, but also, at least, I think kind of worldwide, they tell us the economy's good, but a lot of things you look at and go, I don't agree. Like, it's not so good here. I was doing some research on that, and while inflation, so like when you hear about inflation, I think that's really a measure of year over year, is at like 2 or 3% this year. But since COVID, prices of goods are 20% higher, 20% higher in America in the last 3 years. A 20% increase. I don't think any of us have got a 20% raise in that same period of time. And so it was interesting. There's a phenomenon going on here where even though economists say the economy is great and is booming, we as citizens are going, no, you're wrong. And it's because the rate of acceleration of the cost of goods has happened so fast that we still remember Marvel Legends being $17.99 and not $27.99, because it was just a couple years ago. We remember that. Whereas if it had happened over 10 or 15 years, we don't necessarily remember it as much. And so we accept it subconsciously easier. So I say all that, that's fascinating. And so we are all staring where money's tighter, space is tighter, whatever. We need to understand why we do what we do. I think it's more important now than ever. So and I've just been ranting. Let me see what people are saying here. Cut down on hot toys. Yeah, I mean, when I sold all my hot toys a few years ago, and that's it. It's a shame that Trevor and I didn't know each other then. When they were at like MMS 350, 360, and I was only missing like 20. It was ridiculous. I was almost a completist on Hot Toys MMS products. Like, it was ridiculous. Stock Marvel Legends, Black Series, Vintage Collection, pick and choose G.I. Joe Classified. I wish I could pick and choose anything. I'm not very good at that. Rare action figures come for you, that's right. I almost made this title Rare Marvel Legends, because in the YouTube world, if you just title it Rare Marvel Legends, you get a bunch of views. It still works. If you ever remember looking at Josh or like Cincy Nerd or all my friends, Narc for a while, all their videos would say, well, Foxy, they'd all say Rare Marvel Legends. Kent, I think, still puts Rare Marvel Legends sometimes because people click it. But this isn't Marvel Legends, and I wanted the Cabal community to join. Trevor says, I'd love to have that discussion. Well, let's set it up, man. Send me a message. We can do it on your show. If it doesn't fit on your show, or any of your shows, doesn't matter which one. Or I can do it, and I can host you. I don't care. But I would love. I think you and I are both older than a lot of the demographics, so I think that would be a fun and important discussion. Yeah, Big Dub bundles. I still Big Dub bundle now. Don't get it wrong. Like, I think it's important to bundle. If you have like anything else, if you have buying power, you are at an advantage, right? We were just at Retro Toy Con. That was Sunday's video, and old old TJVJ, James, was there. We were hanging out with James for a while. And he had $18,000 cash. $18,000 cash with him. And you know what? Like, he bought that whole booth. He bought that booth at like 30% of the sticker price. He bought all those Silverhawks, carded, some were unpunched Silverhawks at like 60% of the sticker price or something like that. Because dude's walking around with 18 grand in cash. And so if you say, hey, how much for the whole booth? And the guy's like, yeah, I don't know. And you pull out $5,000 and set it down right there. People start talking pretty quickly. So when you have the buying power, you can bundle and you get stuff at a better price. I've moved so much into the world of art and custom handmade products from individual proprietors that I don't do that as much because I don't want to minimize what their time and effort's into. But certainly, if I went to Trevor's table and I said, hey, I want to buy every single print, every single t-shirt, in 10 calendars, I would expect he'd probably give me a little bit of a discount, right? That's kind of what you think because you got the buying power. That was crazy, by the way, watching him whip out all that cash. But I did used to bundle quite a bit. That's how I got a bunch of Hot Toys. Commander Green, what's up? How are you? Great subject matter, yep. JP, what's up? Hello from Illinois. Caleb's saying that cycles out the collection. I've started to do that. I used to have, and by used to, I mean just maybe a year ago, everything that I bought, I had on display. And it eventually just got to be too much. And so like G.I. Joe Classify, which you can't see, but it's over my shoulder. I just have my favorite Cobra stuff on display right now. Even though I've got all of them in the box and all of them loose, I just have my favorite Cobra stuff. They occupy a very small portion of a shelf. And I think they're going to go in the tub too. Now, can I convince myself to stop buying them? Because I've got issues. We'll see. Appreciate it. Retro Toy Con is, James, yeah, he's in Tennessee. All I really collect now is quarter scale NECA. They just came out with Mikey, right? The Toon Mikey. The quarter scale NECA stuff is awesome. Those are incredible, especially the movie turtles. They're incredible. They eat up, so I have them all, every one of them, and they eat up so much space at the bottom of this shelf that could easily be 100 Mythic Legions displayed nice in a big battle scene. So like that's actually a thing I've thought about getting rid of. I even told Steve when he visited recently because he's talking about wanting to get into quarter scale NECA, but some of those have gotten expensive, like Raph and the Trench Coat's gotten pretty expensive. But they think to re-release those, so just be patient for people. I told him I'd sell them all to him for $100 each, all of them, if he wanted them, which is a pretty good deal. All of them cost more than that at retail, and some of them have gotten pretty expensive. And I was serious. Now that would be a lot. I mean, it'd be, I don't know, what's there, 11? There's 4 turtles, Toon Turtles, so that's all the Toons. Then there's the 4 movie turtles, plus Raph and the Trench Coat, that's 9. There is Foot Soldier, 10, and Shredder, 11. Is that it? I don't think they've not made April, and I don't think they've made Casey or Splinter yet. So I think 11 in that line. It's a lot of money, $1,100, but I'd sell them. Christopher, I only collect Mythics and 1/6 scale. Now, next 1/6 I want to buy is the in-art Harry Potter. So, I don't know, those of you, has anybody that's watching this, maybe 1/6 shooter, gotten the in-art Gandalf? So, the in-art stuff looks incredible. And I still love 6 scale. I have a ton of it. You see, around me, I've got the entire 3-0 Game of Thrones and Walking Dead line. Every single release. I've got most of the Asmus Harry Potter line. That line's not very good. It's just not very good. But Kyle loves Harry Potter. Victoria loves Harry Potter. So I want to have representation. I got most or all that has released so far of 3-0 Stranger Things. That line's pretty good. What do I got over here? I've got 3-0 Power Rangers, 3-0 G.I. Joe. I've got Big Chief Doctor Who. I've got the Mondo Ninja Turtles. I've got 3-0 Breaking Bad. 3-0 Mulder and Scully. And then I've got a bunch of the... Oh, now I don't remember who makes the Lord of the Rings stuff. I have so many of them. It's not Asmus. Asmus makes Harry Potter. What is the company that makes that Lord of the Rings stuff? Let's see. I want to have a bunch of text messages. at the look. Lord of the Rings. Not in art. Somebody's going to tell. Oh, it is Asmus. Oh, it's Star Ace that makes the Harry Potter stuff. Not very good. 14 messages. Alright, now I'll look at that later. That is a work text message and I'm not going to look at it right now. So I still have a lot. Plus I do still have, I don't know if you can see it now, I have the whole Hall of Armor from Hot Toys with not the die cast, but the plastic versions. I have the Hulk Buster, I got Vision, I've got the Cap with the hammer and the broken shield, I've got Infinity War Thor. So I still have some Hot Toys, just a few. That's all I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, so 11 Hot Toys. So I love 6 scale. But the in-art stuff looks amazing, but man, it's expensive. Like, come on, $400 or $500. And I don't know if that's because I'm not looking at the right way to buy it, like I was just talking about with Ami Ami. Should I be importing that stuff or what? Yeah, so thanks, Trevor. The in-art Harry Potter itself. In-art Gandalf is figure of the year. Huh. Wow. I mean, I thought that Asmus did good with the Crown Collection Gandalf head with the rooted beard and all that. I think that figure's really nice. Then Clinton. WI Watch Guy, people need to vote with their wallet. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you keep paying for it, the prices, I mean, that's the way that if you want some stagnation in prices, you got to stop buying stuff. Prices won't go down. Deflation will not occur, I don't believe. And nor should you, I say we shouldn't want it. It's not good for an economy for deflation to occur. So if you think about deflation is occurring in the action figure world right now from the perspective of all this stuff shows up at Ollie's. And so now you go, just like I talked about, I'm not going to pay $55 for a Super 7. I'm going to wait till they're $20. So product doesn't get sold. And you wait for it to be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And a lot of people are doing that. That's deflation. What that does is it puts companies out of business. That's what it does. And if it happens broadly across an economy, people lose their jobs. And you enter a much worse place than what you should be. So we don't necessarily want deflation. We'd like some stagnation. We'd like prices to stop going up so that incomes can catch up. But yeah, you don't like it, vote with your wallet, which I think a lot of people are doing. I mean, I think you can see that in Hasbro's earning reports and Mattel's earning reports. You take out Barbie-related merchandise with the Barbie movie boom from Mattel. Both those companies are in trouble, and they're both forecasting really low Q4 results, comparatively speaking. So I agree. You got to vote with your wallet. In-art Gandalf figure of the year. I'm just not. I can't start another line. I can't. Not at that price point either. Star 8. Yes. Sorry, I got caught up. Missed out on the Gandalf. Now it's expensive on secondary. $1,200 for Gandalf on eBay. Holy cow. WI Watch Guy. Only 6 got by in Mondo Batman the Animated Series. So I did get out of that line too. I did have Mondo He-Man and Mondo Batman as they were releasing in like 2019. I don't know about 18. Definitely 2019. Because in my sale that was November 2020, I sold my Mondo He-Man, Mondo Skeletor. Maybe I just had those at the time, but then I had Mondo Batman. Joker? Maybe? There was one other one. I don't remember what they were. Maybe I had, maybe there were more than one version of Batman. I don't remember. But those I was buying as they were coming out. And that's because I collected the Mondo Turtles. So I was familiar with Mondo's 1/6. I would like to still have the He-Man stuff. Honestly, the Batman the Animated stuff is awesome. Mondo's X-Men stuff is awesome. I wish I still had the He-Man stuff because now what they're doing, like the Battle Cat and Panthro, holy cow, those things are incredible. And I think a lot of the Legions folks collect that line. It is an expensive line to go back and chase. And I have almost done it multiple times. Like Curtis at Legion's Con and before Legion's Con, he had several of those figures, really good price, including a pretty, I don't know if it was a Scare Glow. It was one that was hard to get at a really good price. I just can't. I just can't. I have to stop adding new lines. The only new line I have added recently is Jada Street Fighter, and that is because they are cheap, and they're really nice, and they're fun to play with, and I just put them right in the tub. I did not ever consider that I was going to display them. I specifically got them to sit and mess with at the desk, and at $19.99, I think is what I paid for them. Maybe they're $25. That's it. No new toy lines. Jada Mega Man is going to tempt me. I'm going to try to say no new toy lines. Super 7 Turtles and Thundercats, and the Silverhawks are their own clearance. Dragon Ball, family stuff. Legions, G.I. Joe Classified until I can finally get a way to quit. NECA, Ninja Turtles. That's it. It's got to be it. I know there's exceptions to that rule. I mean, I will still buy Lord of the Rings 6 scale, Game of Thrones 6 scale if they come out. There is a Walking Dead Rick 6 scale that I do not have on pre-order. But again, a lot of 3-0 stuff is going on clearance, so I'm gonna wait for that. Ruben, hey, what's up, buddy? It's good to see you. NECA D&D. I do have NECA D&D and I do have NECA Gargoyles. I guess those are new, but those all started at the beginning of the year. They're really good. The NECA Dungeons and Dragons stuff is exceptionally good. Exceptionally good. All right, so I've got a few minutes. Again, I'm just enjoying a day of doing nothing, a day of using PTO that I haven't used. But the kiddo will be home from school here in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to get ready to get off of this so I can spend time with her. So any further questions? Let's talk about Figura Obscura one more time. I do buy one ramen toy. That's right. I have the mask stuff. I have their Centurions. I have their Silverhawks. I have the Brave Star pre-ordered. I have the Charger pre-ordered. I got a problem. The Figura though. Let's wrap it up. Talk about a little bit more. So, put in your comments. What do you think your guess is? Is most people seem to think Marley's Ghost, Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future, maybe Scrooge. If you think it's Christmas Carol related, certainly put that. If you think it's something else, I'm interested to see what people think. And then we're going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to get ready to hang out with the Munchkin. Again, on my vote, I'm going with a builder pack. That is a Ghosts builder pack. That is maybe the main character that's built is Marley's Ghost. And then there is some accessories and some heads to change it to the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, Future. That way you're encouraged to buy 4, which I don't need to buy 4. Hopefully I'll just buy 1. And Figura Obscura, by the way, every show I have been to since Toylanta, they have had every Figura Obscura item available. So those you usually can't get at the table too. Don't think they won't sell out. They can, but they haven't been at the table. The ghost of your wallets. Trevor knows what the answer is, so he's not allowed to put it. Marley's Ghost. Would you recommend Super 7 Turtles line at BBTS price? First 6 waves for about $6.50. Would I recommend that? Absolutely. I mean, I bought those first 6 waves all at full retail price twice. 1 sealed and 1 loose. I love that line. I love that line. They've had to move away from the Playmates inspired stuff. Seems like there's some licensing issues there. Their costs have also gone up. My luck, right here, it's right in front of me, right beside the camera. It is at the place where if I sit in this couch, I look right at. It's my favorite because it really brings my childhood out. So $6.50, I mean, that's like 30 figures or so. 20, 24, 25. So you're getting them for like 20, 25 bucks a figure? Yes, I would recommend. If you had the cash, I wouldn't like put on a credit card and pay 30% interest, but if you got the money, I would recommend that. Marley's Ghost, because the language and the T's, I agree. Figura Obscura of Clark Griswold. That would be quite a thing. Trevor knows Ghost of Your Wallet. So, I don't know if he's going to do it or not. He said he might do it. So look for 1/6 Shooter if he does a live stream kind of countdown where we're refreshing, we're looking to buy in the morning. I had fun doing that the last one. I will have a new video coming up Sunday that will be, what is it? Let me look real quick. What is that video going to be? Videos. What are my videos? So Kaya, it is Thanksgiving week, and Kaya and I were both off, and she wanted to go to anime stores and grocery stores. So we went and did that, and maybe we saw a movie? I don't remember. But we spent a day together going and having fun, doing some fun stuff. Then the video after that, we were celebrating Rufus's birthday. We've seen Hunger Games recently. We've seen Five Nights at Freddy's recently. We've seen something else, The Marvels recently. So you got some of that coming up in upcoming videos. So you'll see that Sunday. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go wait for the kid to get home from school, hang out with her, enjoy our weekend, and thanks for being here, everybody. I will see you all soon. And some other thing, Trevor certainly sent me a message. I'd love to have that chat with you. I have to now get up and turn off the camera. So everybody, give us a good rub it, squeeze it, feel it, touch it. Have a wonderful day as I look for the button. Where is the button? That is highlight. That's not the button. I don't know how to do this anymore. I guess I can give you a little, oh, there's the legions. There you go. Talk to you next time. Squeeze it.